Survival instinct, the opening of nature's ruthless chase. Every time I see a bird of prey dive down, my heart tightens, not out of fear, but because of the way they act, without hesitation, without a shred of mercy. There, a seagull is carrying the corpse of a mouse, its eyes cold, indifferent, as if this is just an ordinary lunch. You may have seen deer running away, lions stalking their prey, but have you ever truly witnessed a kingfisher strike the final blow? If not, then you are invited. At least once in your life, you should see it with your own eyes. Because this is not just a wildlife film. It is an epic of harsh nature, where life is measured by a single flap of wings, and death comes just after a breath. If you are passionate about nature's frames, then this journey is for you. 10. The Roadblocker and the Snake. Clash of two master assassins. Entering the first battle of this journey, we encounter a strange creature, the roadblocker bird. This bird hunts with the patience of a monk, and its fatal peck strikes like a razor blade in an instant. Its opponent this time is a snake. And you know, snakes are not easily subdued. But in the wild, just one careless moment, the hunter can become the hunted. The bird walks silently, step by careful step, eyes fixed on the slithering body below. When the moment comes, it strikes, fast, precise, decisive. The snake struggles, but all resistance is futile. No cries, no blood spilled. Just another lunch being digested beneath that snowy white plumage. You might think, that's cruel. But here, where the weak have no tomorrow, that is simply instinct. More importantly, this battle does not happen deep in the forest, but right inside a human-protected area, Orlando Wildlife Sanctuary, where birds, snakes, and fate intersect. Under the Florida sun, every creature must learn to be strong, even if that means swallowing an entire snake. 9. The Grassland Dominator and the Fall of a Warrior. In the heart of the African savanna, where the wind roars and the cracked earth burns under the sun, a male lion steps out from the bushes. No roaring needed, no stalking. With a single step, it makes the entire space around it shrink. In front of it, a powerful buffalo, its horns piercing the air like twin spears. But within seconds, all that power collapses. One swipe, one toss, one final strike. The buffalo falls, motionless, as if it doesn't even understand what just happened. In the distance, other buffaloes keep grazing. They don't look back. No panic, no resistance, because they know one has been chosen. That moment, between the golden dust and the slanted sunlight, is a snapshot of survival law. A top predator and a prey caught off guard. It is the beauty both glorious and ruthless of nature, where life lasts but a moment and strength alone decides survival. 8. The trap between two packs of wild dogs. A fight in the dark. At the edge of the African continent, where grass grows taller than knees and the wind howls through the night, two packs of wild dogs clash like storms. Not over territory, not over food, but because of instinct. On one side is the African wild dog pack, fast, smart, coordinating as if trained. On the other is a pack of bush dogs, numerous, tough, and tireless. No growls, no strategies, only claws, teeth, and dust flying every time bodies collide. This is not a battle of good versus evil. It is the naked truth. Survival is not for the hesitant. In this scene, every howl is a declaration of war. Every drop of blood is a wild memory etched into the minds of the survivors. 7. When a seagull becomes a victim in a parking lot. The next story doesn't take place in the jungle, nor the savanna or swamp, but in an ordinary parking lot like any other. A seagull is scavenging for food on the hot concrete. It doesn't know that, just a few steps behind, a shadow is approaching, as soft as the wind. No honking, no engine noise, just one flap, and the seagull's life ends right then and there. A strike fast as lightning. The seagull's body hasn't even hit the ground before the predator flies up, carrying a bloody meal. A passerby witnesses it, stunned, stopping his car in the middle of the road. In his eyes is an indescribable feeling: horror, surprise, or simply shock at the truth that nature, even in the city, never loses its killing instinct. 6. The baboon troop and the giant snake. Ambush from the trees. In dense forests where thick leaves block out the sunlight, a giant python coils resting beneath a tree root. It is a master of ambush, silent, scentless, without a trace. But today, it is not the hunter. It is the target. From above, a troop of baboons rushes down. Not just one, an entire group. They are not merely curious pranksters. Today, they act as a combat squad, with tactics, purpose, and anger. Their screams echo through the forest. The python coils to fight back, but against so many small, aggressive enemies, it stands no chance. Dragged from its hiding spot, it tries to crawl into the bushes, wounded all over. The battle ends silently, leaving only the rustling leaves, like a cold farewell from the ancient forest. 5. The cheetah, the silent killer breaking the backbone of life. In a vast land dotted with low shrubs, the perfect place for a perfect ambush. Two antelopes face off, locking horns in an internal fight. They don't realize a pair of watchful eyes are observing from afar. A slender, agile, and deadly figure, the cheetah. No chasing needed, no intimidation required. Just a single sprint, like a lightning bolt cutting through the air, and everything shatters. The antelope startles, then falls. Sharp teeth clamp down on its neck, leaving no chance. Elsewhere, another cheetah sneaks up from behind. Every step moves like a whisper of wind, so light no one can hear. It closes the gap, then explodes. A brief chase, enough to secure a meal and a soul. 4. The wildcat and the brown weasel, when the small refuse to yield. The brown weasel, a small but fearless creature. It fears no one, not even the wildcat. In the hazy night, a wildcat stealthily stalks behind. Every movement calculated. It's used to overpowering prey with speed and strength. But this brown weasel is different. It spins around, instantly counters. Fearless, unyielding. The uneven fight shocks all who watch. The wildcat tries to dominate, but the tiny weasel, still growling, fights back like a true warrior. In the end, the hunter retreats. The brown weasel stands there, panting heavily but proud. Once again, nature teaches us. It's not the strongest who survive, but the ones who never give up. 3. Ambush at Jones Dam, when wild dogs rule the water. At Kruger National Park, where survival rules are written in blood and instinct, a pack of about 25 wild dogs gathers near the waterhole called Jones Dam. They don't attack immediately. They don't frenzy out of hunger. They wait for the right moment. A pregnant female antelope appears, seeking shelter. She hides behind a bush, trying to blend in with the dry grass. But the pack's eyes, like needles stitching fabric, miss nothing. The strike is silent, like the grim reaper's scythe sweeping the grass. Soon after, both mother and unborn child lie motionless. At Kruger, this is no surprise. Not because of cruelty, but because here, all live by the death of another. 2. The domestic dogs and the big cat. A dance of instinct and confusion. Not in the forest, not on the savanna. This time, it's a residential area where humans and nature stand side by side, and sometimes collide. A young, swift leopard enters the territory of a pack of domestic dogs. Not just one, but many, all used to defending their home turf. Barking fills the air. The space echoes. The leopard retreats, not out of fear, but knowing today is not the day to fight. But instinct is hard to resist. One dog slips, falls into the predator's reach. The next moment, everything goes silent. Only a distant human shout pierces the air. Let it go. A man rushes forward, wielding a metal rod, and the leopard flees. Before understanding what happened or reacting, it disappears into the bushes. Once again, nature is pulled out of the shadows and placed into humans' backyard, a place where instinct can sometimes become a disaster. 1. The black chicken and the ancient jaws, tragedy from innocence. A black chicken, with glossy feathers, small feet, head held high, wanders casually near a still pond. It doesn't know that this is home to creatures from prehistoric times. 5 crocodiles, hidden beneath the water like drifting logs. The chicken remains unaware, pecking and looking around as if in a park. Then, in 2 seconds, just 2 seconds, a snout bursts from the water. A precise snap. The chicken vanishes without a cry. Short, decisive, cold. That's why nature never forgives innocence, even if only for a moment. Conclusion: a world with no room for hesitation. You have just witnessed moments where instinct speaks. No morals, no right or wrong, only survival or being devoured. From calculating hunters like lions to tiny weasels daring to fight wildcats, every creature in the food chain fights to the end, because nature offers no second chances. And if you survive today, tomorrow you must fight again, like it's your first time. Finale: when killer instincts hide in everyday life. Not all dangerous beasts live deep in the forest. The leopard you saw earlier turns out to be a pet, owned by a wealthy man living in a gated mansion where domestic dogs roam freely in the yard. What happened? It escaped, and for 8 minutes, it prowled, chased, then bit down on a small dog along a gravel path. No one dared approach. No one knew what it would do next. A big cat carrying the scent of the wild, in a world full of ornamental plants and parked cars. Eventually, rescuers arrived. A tranquilizer shot, a collapse, and the dog, though badly injured, survived. But what lingered was the heavy silence left by the leopard. Nature, even tamed by humans, always waits for a chance to return. Closing words: the symphony of survival and the price of life. Throughout this journey, you have seen the cunning of monkeys, the power of lions, the stubbornness of weasels, and the heartbreaking moments when prey couldn't escape. From antelopes felled by cheetahs to black chickens caught by crocodiles in a pond, all show us one thing: nature is unforgiving. Every snap, every chase, every life taken paints a stroke in the vast portrait of survival. No villains, no heroes, only creatures doing everything to keep living. Which scene did you like the most? Have you ever witnessed a wild confrontation in real life? Leave your comments below and share with us. If you love the animal kingdom, don't forget to subscribe to follow more hunting journeys. Nature always watches, and instinct never disappears.